What's happening, guys? My name is OTG and I'd like to welcome you to my Bahrain Grand Prix preview here on my channel. Before I start this episode, I would like to say thank you for the big support on my recent videos. YouTube have had a bit of a viewing hiccup recently, but you know, we'll go back to normal and hopefully most of you get to see this video. So, the Bahrain Grand Prix is coming to the Formula 1 calendar this weekend, and we've had Formula FP1 and FP2, sorry, and you know, there's been some good signs, and you know, I'm going to stick with the people I was going to say beforehand, so like I normally would, but we've had them. I know the results, but I'm going to stick with the people I would have said for the top 3 anyway, and a top 5 also go for. So in 5th place, I really do think that this race is going to be finally a Daniel Ricciardo finish, and he'll finish in 5th. 4th place will be given to Nico Hülkenberg, 3rd place will be Fernando Alonso, 2nd place will be Nico Rosberg, and 1st place will be Lewis Hamilton. Now Sebastian Vettel, I believe, will either have a failure or just have a dodgy pit stop and something will go wrong. I think it's about time that Vettel finally feels the pains of every other Formula 1 driver and actually knows what it's like to struggle in a Formula 1 race. Another driver who I think isn't going to do the best is Kimi Räikkönen. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but you know, he's a fast driver and he can be fast, but I just don't think he's going to perform. I believe Lotus will get their first points with Romain Grosjean, who will finish in 9th. Jean-Eric Vergne and Danny Kvyat, or Kvyat, however you want to say it, but it is Kvyat if I'm correct, like Fiat with a V, so it's Kvyat. And I believe that they will get 10th and 8th in the Toro Rossos. I would say 7th place will be given to Sergio Perez, and 6th place will go to Valtteri Bottas. So that's my guess of the grid. I believe the McLarens will not have a successful race weekend. I believe that Jenson Button will get some form of penalty. I know that Ricciardo has got the grid penalty, I do know that, but I believe Ricciardo will finally push on and get into a good 5th position after some great driving from him at a track that he's actually quite good at. And with Jenson Button, I believe he'll have to retire due to an incident, and Magnussen will also have some issues with his car and driving. But that's what I believe is going to happen. But if I'm going to go by raw pace, I believe that if it was done by raw pace, then the McLarens will be up battling for a podium, along with the Red Bulls and Ferraris, and obviously the Mercedes will get a 1-2. But Lewis Hamilton has been showing significant pace recently in every qualifying, and if he can convert that into a race win, what I will stick by is like what I said for the other 2 races, that whoever's leading going into turn 3 will end up winning the race. That's how I always see it, and that's pretty much how it's going to be, because Lewis Hamilton proved that it just takes a sector and he's off, and Rosberg did it as well. But yeah, so far I think Hamilton's proved himself over Rosberg, because when they're both on track battling, Hamilton actually proved himself over Rosberg with more pace. Rosberg did win in Australia, but Hamilton did have a 1 less cylinder than him, so that's really where Rosberg, I think, stormed away, and maybe Hamilton could have caught it, but you know, that's the past. Need to go on to the future, as Lewis said. Sebastian Vettel had a great result in Malaysia, really doing well in that, finally getting some points in the Red Bull, but a team that aren't really performing the way they would have liked is the Ferraris. Kimi Räikkönen not scoring a point, finishing behind his former teammate Romain Grosjean, and Fernando Alonso finishing, if I'm correct in saying, 4th. So that wasn't too bad for him, but you know, that's life. Nico Rosberg's doing a fantastic job in the Force India at the moment, which is exactly what he needs to be doing to prove himself and possibly get the Ferrari place next season, because Kimi Räikkönen will definitely not be there next season if he keeps up this sort of form. And the Lotuses will gradually get into there and start to build some form up and be very similar place to Toro Rosso Williams, I believe, by midway through the season. So, you know, it's always up, and the McLarens will get their consistency going, and they can easily get a good run of form. I just don't think Bahrain's going to be their race for them. But guys, what do you think is going to happen? Please leave it down in the comment section below, and also please leave this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the near future. Goodbye.